Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we got a list, I think, of 12 or 13 houses today. And actually, the first one, the photos aren't bad either. The first one up is 1350 Main Street. It's number 109, and so you can see it's at $299 for a one-bedroom. It's on the first floor. We've talked about that. I think there's been two or three first floors that have listed in the last 2 weeks. You've got a good gym set up here. You've got nice hardwood floors. Great looking high contrast photos too. I think everything here is definitely in line, and the two bedroom was up at $259 or whatever. It's about 10% more. I think this one's good. This is about entry point, and you're looking at about $163 in maintenance fees. It includes a locker plus parking. All in all, it's a great listing. I think it'll be really, really well received. 301 at 1380 Main Street is at 304. It's a two bedroom, and when you look at what else is for sale right now, you look at the 1379 Costigan overlooking a ravine, and then you look at this and go, yeah, you're overlooking basically Main Street, right? So it's completely different. The photos, I think, are really of a poor quality. I don't know if they're going to be as successful, these guys here at 304. I definitely think that the per square foot's there, but I think the presentation definitely leaves something to be desired. We've got this semi on Newell. It's at 369. And so this is the back room. You can see the sliding door, which is normally part of the kitchen. This is part of the back family room. And then, so this wall here attaches to the family room. So you've got a kitchen that's really closed concept. And then you kind of walk through the hallway where the photographer is standing. That's what you see on the other side. So that's your family room, and then that's your hallway. So it probably goes the reverse than what I just said. But it's basically partitioned. I don't know if it's my favorite floor plan. I mean, most people would tend to want to watch the kids while they're cooking, or they just want some kind of, or even talk with their spouse. The closed concept here, I think, is not everyone's favorite. It is a pretty good price for a semi-detached, though. So that's the thing it has going for it. McFerrin is at $379. It's an Emery model, 1370 square feet. Got some good looking floors. I'm not sure if that's hardwood. Nice kitchen here. The cabinet colors, everything works really well. And clean and tidy bedrooms. Hardwood stairs. This one's got it all put together. It says there's no homes behind, but it actually backs onto what I believe is going to be the school property. So anyways, that can be good or bad depending on how you look at it. I think for the most part it's probably better than having a neighbor right there all the time, but this is a good price. It's very, very I think competitive. I think that a lot of these models have sold for pretty close to this, and this one actually looks better. Azleton is $424.9, and so not my favorite floor plan. I've talked about the appliance thing, that you want to put those in if you're selling a new home, but it's very narrow, and so we're starting to see a lot of the homes being built. It used to be that Milton had some really nice stuff on the east side of town. It's more wide lot, which means you have much more in terms of layout options on the main floor. They're starting to just look like the typical Mississauga narrow bowling alley style homes, and I don't know if I'm into that. So this is a tough layout to put stuff. Even the hardwood, not separating that breakfast area and not having ceramic tiles. There's 2,200 square feet of finished area, which includes the basement. So I would guess that's maybe 400 square feet. Maybe it's about 1,800 square feet up top. 424, I kind of get it, but me personally, I wouldn't choose that one with the dirt around it and all the rest of it. Not really my thing. So 434 Trudeau is a Lindsay model. I believe it is the 3-bedroom, and then they've got a finished basement here, some hardwood floors. Similar model, sold before Christmas, on a slightly quieter street, without the finished basement, without the hardwood floors, in the 420. So you look at this and say 30,000 premium, it could work out. I mean, it's not far from Trudeau Park, but it seems just a touch high based on what we've seen selling. It is a bit older too, so when you go to that home, you're going to notice it feels older. It doesn't feel like these 1 and 2 year old homes. This one on Leaderman looks like it also has side-by-side parking. 1835 square feet, 4 bedrooms, so you're getting some improvements on the previous one. I like the mantle there that they've done. They've put some nice upgrades. That could be a granite counter, it looks like it. And this is a hot deal. This is a good price for this home. I'm quite confident they're going to sell this one very, very quickly, so jump on this. This might be my favorite one of the day so far. Diceway has been off and on the market for a little while. $484,900, and so it's one big open room here. It looks like 2 separate rooms, but they are one big room. Upgraded counter, under-mounted sink, and then you've got 3 bedrooms, and they've converted this. There's a 4-bedroom layout, and then there's also the 3-bedroom, and so this one here is the 3, and then it's got a loft upstairs, and it's kind of been sitting around. I've never thought it's totally out of the game, but Holdsworth is the next one up. It's $500,000. It's on a nice, probably 100-foot, 110-foot lot, so about 20 or 30 feet deeper than the Mattamy one. Sundial was the builder for this home, and it looks like a decent kitchen. Usually Sundial has smaller kitchens. They're actually a lot more like homes built in the 90s than they are homes that were built. I mean, this home is probably, I'm going to say like maybe 6 years old or something like that. And pretty open concept. Main floor, you've got a finished basement. This one's been listed before, and you can see a pretty nice sized lot. These homes are really good for people that like the older stuff but want to be in New Milton, like some of the new features like ensuite bathrooms, bigger closets. The land here is probably some of the biggest that you'll find for New Milton. So $500,000, that's a nice price for this. It's very, very competitive, especially you look at the one that just listed on Deacon. It sort of competes at that level, but Deacon's much more expensive. So Featherstone, $574,900. It was listed last year. I think the photos make this one look really good. I've seen it. I don't know if I loved it in person. That's your front room. When you first come in the side door, this is off to the right-hand side. And it does present itself very well in the photos. And that's probably getting close to the right price for a home like this. More than 2,500 square feet, 9-foot ceilings. Woodward is at $589,900. It's a 40 by 104 foot piece of property, so a nice size piece of land. You've got lots of space in the backyard, and so you can see inside. Again, it's not going to look like one of the homes that are 1 or 2 years old. This one's probably closer to maybe 8 to 10 years old. It's pretty close to Hadfield, which has a great reputation. The Catholic school also has a good reputation. It doesn't have the size here, so I'm not sure of the size. 2,500 to 3,000. It's looking okay for that price, for sure. Scott Boulevard is $799. It says it's a 3,900 square foot home. You can see the kitchen is a little bit, it's got some curve to it, which is nice versus the traditional sort of square everything. Crown moldings, the hardwood floors, California shutters, it looks like. Huge master bedroom. I mean, you could really put a whole family room in that master bedroom. And you've got a 60-foot by about 100-foot lot. That's not a bad size at all. And Scott Boulevard, you're not far from the intersection of Scott and Main. So you're going to get traffic. That's eventually going to be traffic lights. There's going to be a lot of people coming up and down Scott. So I think the size, the finishes certainly dictate this. It's just a question of how much of a hit they take for being on Scott. 1175 Dairy is, I think, a really good home. 17.8 acres, so there's this big piece of farmland beside it that you could probably sever. I don't know if they've thought about that. I don't want to say for sure, but the inside's been totally renovated. You've got a lot of space in here for a bungalow, relatively speaking, with the finished area there. And you got this nice gate that you pull into. It's a very impressive home, and I've seen homes that I don't like as much for $1 million. So that it actually, I think, has a lot going for it, and that's a good price for that home. So that's the list, and if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. I like to think we're a pretty good resource for finding out some information about homes, and I've even been discussing by email with some people like, just let us know about your plans and we can maybe direct you in the right place. Is Milton right for you? Is it not? If we have some information, we could certainly try and put you in the right spot. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.